Okay, this is going to be a quick version of the finish of this pot. And I'm just going to speed it up for you so you can see how the rest of this pot was built. Figure out how to do it. Okay, as you can see, I'm building a shape here. I went out, coming back in. Now I'm really having to protect that inside because there's a lot of weight on this part of the pot, okay, because I've come out so far. So every time I have to protect it with my hand inside there. Now I'm drying it off because it's getting a little bit too much weight right here, and if it's too wet, it'll just collapse right there and it'll crack. So I'm trying to dry the bottom part a little bit because I am still going to build it about 8 inches tall. So when you're building something fast and tall, you need to dry it a little bit and let it rest in between. But I'm doing this really quick. So now I'm building the neck. Now as I build the neck, I have to do it just slightly differently. I'm just going to be able to reach in whatever I can reach to smooth that inside. Sometimes it's just supporting around, and again, I'm drying it a little bit because it's quite a turn right there, so it has to be supported by all this weight, and it's too much, so drying it is good. Now, did you notice that what I just did there? Okay, I tried to put that coil on, and it just pulled right off, so I hatched it again, and I'm adding some water to it. I don't want it dripping down the sides, but I do want it to be able to grab onto the coil. And since I'm making such a small opening, I need to manipulate it just a little bit differently. You can see I'm having to turn it around and things like that. Now I'm just going to continue to build height. And I'll smooth it all in at once. That way, see how I'm making it more consistent all the way down so that my neck has a more consistent look to it. And here I'm just kind of pulling it up as I'm smoothing it in so that I don't get too much weight on this area because it could collapse there. Okay, so now I'm going to go out making the lip of this vase. And it's actually a genie bottle. And it's still attached to the bat, which is fine because then I can maneuver it and not have it fall off and things like that. And I'm pulling it up again, trying to give it a little bit more lift there so it's not collapsing. Dry it a little bit. So that the neck of my pot doesn't just sink down into the base. Giving it a little bit more lift. And if it's put together well, it's not going to fall apart at this stage. I'm going to be able to lift it without breaking any of my coils apart. So you need to make sure that you do a good job of putting it together, sealing all of the seams, and making it so it's supported. And I'm just getting a ruler so that you can see how tall it is. Okay, I have it at 8 inches about. Now you have a different angle at it, but it's about 8 inches. Okay, and that's it.